Heyo everybody, it's Audrey Burr at Audrey Lynn Studios on the west side of Canada in BC near Vancouver. So today I have, I guess it's a glaze along. Yeah, it's a glaze along, that's what it is. We're going to be glazing this plate and we're going to be using latex film resist to do this leaf part here. So, okay, so yeah, let's go. Okay, so here's my organic rimmed plate, the Georgie's toasted trail clay, and it's bisque. So first thing I'm going to do to this plate is draw myself some sort of a pattern. And we're going to make it leaves. I don't like that one. I still don't like that one. That's better. And here, some over here. Maybe you can't see what I'm doing there. I don't know. Can you see what I'm doing there? I'm sorry if it's, yeah, something like that. And what I will do is I'll draw something like this out for you and put it on my website as a free template. And I will also do the shape if you're really interested in this. So, well, I'll put a link in the description. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, do I want some out here? No, I don't think so. Now what I'm going to do is latex this. So, I'll be back. All right, so what I'm using is Passler Film Resist. It's non-toxic, and I'll have a link to this in my description. I have just an inexpensive brush that I bought from our craft store here, Mayco's. But what I like about them is they have some integrity, and they have a really nice chisel. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, like a real sharp chisel. And I have soap, just hand soap. And what I'm going to do is get a little bit of that soap, and I haven't wet the brush yet. I'm going to put the soap, work the soap into my brush, and that's going to protect it from the latex going into the ferrule of the brush. And it really works. It once I'm done, I can go to a hot sink and it'll all come off, and I can use this brush again. The chisel will be fine. Now, yeah, after about 15-20 times you use it, sure, it's gonna start to lose its integrity, but I don't know, seems to work better than wax for me. So it looks like this, and just a sec, I'll just grab a little dish over here. And it looks like that. All right, and it stinks like the dickens. Super stinks. But hey, it's worth it to me. So I'll pick up a little bit of latex, and I'm going to latex these leaves. Those are the grandkids on the farm. It's actually drying a little more than it usually does, but it's just because everything is just so warm in here. So usually it doesn't glob up like that, but yeah, well, it's not a miracle worker. If it's too hot, it's too hot. Okay. And I'm just going to, I can see that the latex is getting closer to the ferrule, and I don't like that. So I'm going to go rinse this out and re-soap it. Okay, I've rinsed it out. So you see it came out nice and clean. So now I'm going to put more soap on it. This time I got wise, pulled up my paper towel, and we'll continue. And I've got that chisel back, and it's so nice. What I like about this latex is that if I drip it somewhere else on this plate, I just have to let it dry and peel it off. And it doesn't affect my next step. Whereas when I'm working with wax, if I drip that wax anywhere, I've got to re-bisque the sucker. And I have no patience for that, but this works great. And if you don't peel this off, it'll burn off, just like the wax. Wipe off got my chisel back. That's awesome. See? Beautiful. I love that. Because I'm also a watercolorist, you know, I'm a little bit anal about having a really good chisel. Okay, good. So now I want to do the stem, but as I mentioned, I'm a little bit picky. And I want that stem to not be thick. So, one moment. Okay, so I washed my brush again. See? Beautiful. All back to its... So, and there's no latex in there at all. I love that. Okay, so as I mentioned, I like the stem to be thin. So what I use is a skewer, like a wooden skewer. And I tap it to blunt the end a bit. I don't know if you can even see that. And yeah, this is a bit tedious, but I'm the kind of person who will take the time for the important things. And to me, this is important enough. I want that thin line. See? Now, it's kind of it's a fine line thing, and that's a bit of a pun, I guess, because it has to be thick enough that the glaze isn't going to run into it. And if it does, fine. I mean, you know, that's okay. That's part of the artistic charm of it. But I find that because there's a lot on my skewer right now at the beginning, I'm kind of floating up above the plate, and then I push the skewer down as I apply the latex on there. So I'm floating and then descending with the skewer. All right, let's see here. Do you see how that's working? Yeah, okay. Now this, I probably won't even bother peeling off. It's just too thin. I'll just let it burn off. Okay. A little bit more. And you know, if you're a little bit afraid, well, just do some testing. Because like I said, you just rub it off. And there, it's gone. So I'll just put that back in. And there we go. Good. So I'll just check this over one more time and before I go into the next step. Okay, so the latex is nice and dry now. And I'm going to use the Mayco white Engobe. Now, I could have laid down, not a stencil, but a cutout of these leaves and done a coat or two of white slip as this was leather hard, but it's bisqueware now. And I would like the background to have like a white foundation. So, and because it's bisque, I can't do that with slip now. But that's why I love these Engobes, right? You can use them for so many things. So I'm going to paint the Engobe onto the surface of this plate. Brand new. I use the speckled Engobe a lot. But today we'll use the white. So I'll just wet my brush a little bit. And I have a link for these brushes. I like these. I know they're not super fluffy, but they don't shed. I just tried out a different brand, and I can leave a link for them too. And I do like them, but I'm noticing just a little bit of shed. And it's not a big deal, I guess, but yeah, I just don't like it. And I find that once I dip my brush into my glaze, it fans out like it should. So, all right, so first coat of white Engobe. Oh, and I switched directions because I closed the door. I don't have natural light anymore. It's smoking hot outside. So best keep the house cool. Oops, what did I get here? Did I get something here? Yeah, I did. Okay, I'll just have to pause you. Well, no, I'll do the rest of it and then I'll pause you and deal with that. I think I got a little bit of latex there. So I guess it's kind of like acts as a bit of an underglaze, but it's thicker than an underglaze, you know, and there's more success of it firing evenly under your glaze with these Engobes. and this is just one application. So you can see how it's beading away from the latex. Okay, I'm gonna, what's that now? What did I do now? Okay, I gotta deal with a few things. Just inspect. One moment. Okay, so that's the first coat. And I'll just let that little bit dry there before I move on to the second. The bottle says, let's see here, 2 to 3 coats. So I'll decide once I've got the 2 coats on. Okay, so now I'm going to do the second coat of the Engobe. It's just like cream. I just love the feel of this stuff. It's pretty amazing. Let's turn it around. There. So I'll let that dry. Usually I do 3 coats. I'm thinking 3 coats because it's a dark clay. So, okay, so I'm going to put a 3rd coat on because it's a darker clay. I don't know, I just feel better. Probably wouldn't need to, just because I'm going to be glazing this as well. But oh well, let's just put a 3rd coat on. There we go. All right, just let that dry. Okay, so now I'm ready to put my glazes on, and the first glaze I'm going to use is Amaco's Honeydew Flux. I've used this combo a few times and everybody seems to really like it, so, and I do too. Okay. So that's my first coat. And I will just wipe the glaze off the edges each time, just so it's easier to, because I'd really like the bare edge to show the clay, the color of the clay. So that's what I'll do. Oops, went a little far there. That's okay. I'm going to be putting a rim of a couple other colors, so it should be fine that I went a little bit far there. It showed the Engobe. number 1, and I'm going to do 3 times the Honeydew Flux. Okay, let's put another coat of the Honeydew Flux on here. So just to be sure that when you're glazing, you have a generous amount of glaze on your brush. If you feel any friction, then you need to reload, okay? Now I said 3 times. I don't know if we need to do 3 times. We might, what I might do is just do 3 times right in here, because we're going to be putting on a few bands of color here. And I'm just going to do this 3rd layer here. And like I said, I'm going to just kind of keep it sort of to the center here. It wouldn't matter if you did the whole plate. It really wouldn't matter. Okay. All right. And then once this is dry, we'll move on to the rim. Okay, so we're moving on to the rim, and this is green tea, Mayco's Green Tea. And this pack of brushes that I am telling you about, I mean, it comes in a pack, and they have like big, medium, small, and even a smaller one. I think it's a pack of 8, so to me it's really worth it, this brush set. So the rim that I'm going to do, I guess it's about an inch and a half. It's really whatever you like, but yeah, about an inch and a half. And I'll put a link for the banding wheel as well. It's not a shimpo, so it's not $250. It's about 50 bucks. And it works just fine for me. It's mostly cast metal, so like when you turn it, you know, it turns smoothly, so that's nice. Okay, so that's the first layer of green tea. Okay, so I've done this combo before, and I just had to refresh. I think it's more back here. Yeah, no. Here it is. This was on 370 white stoneware, and so I see that I had done 3 honeydew, 2 green tea, and 2 seaweed. So that's what I'm going to go for now. This was done on a slow cool. I will do this one on a slow cool. So we'll see the difference between this clay with the Engobe, how it turns out differently or not than this. Okay, so our second coat of green tea on the rim. What's going on there? Some goobers. No goobers allowed. There we go. Next glaze is Amaco's Seaweed. PC42. And I have the smallest brush out of the set. And I'm just going to do just a thinner band. Now, seaweed is really runny, so kind of push it up as you glaze. I mean, it's not a big deal if it runs for sure, but you know, if you don't want it to run, then start at the bottom of your rim and push it up towards the top of the rim. Okay, and I will just wipe off the rim while I wait for it to dry. Okay, last coat on the rim with seaweed. There we go. Just make sure it's there. Okay, so last little bit is I'm going to take my needle tool and start peeling away this latex. So yeah, so you see we can get that thin stuff out. It just takes a little more work. Let's get these out first. When I get to this narrow part, then I'm just really trying to go slow in the hopes that it won't break off, which it did, of course. But it's just nice if it could just hang on a bit. Okay, I'm just going to grab my keep one brush, one stiff bristled brush here for wiping off crumbs. There we go. Nice. Okay. So we'll continue. Okay. All right, let's just give that a little brush before we go back and clean it up just a little bit more. All right, so just these little bits here, which would, you know, they burn off, but I tend to do them anyway, just in case they don't. I don't know. And this is where you can kind of refine that stem if you want. Okay, there you go. And that's going in the kiln tonight. Slow cool program to 2195 top temperature, dropping down to 1900 with a 30-minute hold. So that will be in the kiln opening. And it's made with Georgie's Toasted Trail mix clay. And it's slab built, and I have this shape cut out of a pattern. And yeah, I actually filmed everything, so this toot is coming. It's all filmed. I just have to edit. And so it's a glaze along. And what I show you on the toot is how to create this look where it's bare clay by using latex. So when I've edited the tutorial for the glaze along, I will include a link for the pattern for this leaf so that you don't have to come up with it yourself, and the shape of the plate. Okay? So basically what I did was apply latex on my design after I drew it. And then I put 3 times Honeydew Flux from Amaco, and then a rim of green tea 2 times, and then another rim of seaweed 2 times. So I'll just bring it closer. Yeah. So it turned out good. Yeah, turned out good. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that and you understood everything. Please leave your comments below if you have any questions. I will be leaving the links in the description below. And just a little sneaky bit, I'm going to be doing a sepia decal right here, kind of in empathy with this design there. So that tutorial will be coming, and I'll tell you all the equipment that I use. Anyway, and also for this shape and for this design, just go to my website, audreylynnberm.com, and it'll be under free templates. Yeah, so like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I appreciate it. And until next time, peace out.